Good morning, YouTubes. Uranium. I'm going to talk a little bit about uranium today, the constituent of most nuclear fuel plants. We don't hear much about cesium anymore, but it's still out there somewhere. So, I'm going to link an article from The Guardian from the UK about uranium. It says a new form of uranium is found. And then if you read the article, it doesn't say a new form of uranium has been found. What we're talking about is how these substances move through the environment, whether it's in the air or in the local atmosphere, local soil, or it's sequestered somewhere deep underground safely, because that is one of the major ideas. And I think there's some discussions to be had about that still. But what this article is really saying, the nuance in this article that seems not conveyed, is the way this element, uranium, bonds to other elements, the way it moves through the soil, through the air. The transport mechanisms for this all depend on how that molecule, how that atom is bound into a molecule. And what we're finding is this uranium molecule is very slippery, it seems. Um, there's notes, there's articles, there's papers about how fast the uranium has leached deeper into the soil than was expected. So there's a couple of conversations going on. One, we're noticing all these little puddles accumulate uranium because it's a heavy, it's like a gold as far as the weight goes. So those little puddles in Japan accumulating radiation, this is not new. This is being washed out of the soil and the air and rinsed out of the local groundwater down the stream and deposited somewhere further down. So these are the transport mechanisms of this uranium element, this uranium isotope. Now you have to extend that to all of these elements because they are radioactive. They're kind of unstable in an electron shell orbital kind of way. So they appear to do different things, like this soil migration. Now the soil migration is well studied at Hanford, very well studied, because that's part of the hide and seek game that is played. So the people that could speak to this much better seem not to, or the science has been so siloed that one doesn't get to speak to the other. One project was done years ago, and that scientist has moved on to other things, so the collaboration might not be happening that could be because the industry doesn't give a shit. So the article's significant in that it's, like I said, it's speaking to really what we don't know. And then it goes on to the next step to talk about the world's plan for storing these nasty pollutants, the worst, some of the worst we know of. So this migration thing is very important. The atmosphere, the very atmosphere, these are being exposed to the atmosphere. Even underground, we can't help ourselves bring the atmosphere with us unless we do it more expensively. So, again, the article's significant in what it talks around, but it doesn't speak to the history of what we know, why this really isn't something new. We've seen hints of this uranium transport not quite matching whatever somebody's guesses are. But there's people that have solid, better than guesses about it. Where are they? But this is the deep sequestration conversation. What are we going to do with the tens of hundreds of tons of nuclear waste we're building up? Being exposed to this is not healthy, period. There are better ways. We could have, for the cost of nuclear, We could have implemented solar and battery storage, started building a new power grid to help sustain the nation's energy needs. But no, no. We seem helpless. This poor America. Hillary's holding us back. All right. Peace out. Enjoy the coffee morning. Thanks for listening, folks. Hey, I got a few new viewers. I lost a few too, so ho hum. Enjoy.